Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
Rockin' 101, the Rock Station. Johnny Rock Show on a Wednesday. Calling from Hollyweird. TV. How do we define you? TV host extraordinaire, Samantha Harris?
Oh, yeah, I'll take that. Sure,
okay.
You got it.
All right. TV host extraordinaire, Samantha Harris. Welcome to the Johnny Rock Show. First time we've talked on the radio.
I'm so glad to be here in my hometown. I love it. I miss it.
Yeah, you grew up, in Hopkins or somewhere nearby?
In Hopkins, Hopkins.
Oh,
Royals are the
wow.
best. No Royals? Okay, sorry. There we go, yes.
Look at you. Well, we're gonna talk about your Minnesota connection here in a minute, but let's talk about season 2 on Game Show Network. It says it broadcasts weekday mornings, but I don't want to say that because that's my competition. But you get to do a game show instead of a bad morning radio show. How'd that all come about?
Oh my gosh, so fun. Well, so my background's hosting Dancing with the Stars for 8 seasons and many years on Entertainment Tonight, but I've also occasionally hosted as a guest various game shows. And so when the producers of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire created this new show called Tug of Words, they said, you know what? We want you to host it. I said, I'm in. So it airs every weekday morning on Game Show Network. It's so much fun. If you like Wordle, you like crossword, you like fast-paced wordplay, it's definitely the show to check out. And this is where you start with a 3-letter word. I give you a clue. You change one letter in the existing word to get to the new word or the answer. So if the word is tug and my clue is the label that hangs inside your clothing, it would be tag. You change the U to an A, tug becomes tag. And we build on it till we get to 4, then 5, and eventually 6-letter words, changing 2 letters in each word.
Okay, so like if the word was 6 and the clue was something Johnny Rock hasn't had for about 11 years, the answer would be 6.
There you go.
Well, that sounds...
that might be a little blue for our audience, but yes, that would be exactly right on target.
Okay. Well, it can't be any worse than the old match game. I mean, those guys, they were all drunk.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Now, you're also an ambassador for Yoga Works Pink, doing something great for cancer survivors. And this is sweet. Tell us about this.
So when I was blindsided by a breast cancer diagnosis in 2014, I became a national ambassador for Susan G. Komen, the world's leading breast cancer nonprofit. And so all these years later, together, and yoga was something that really helped me get through my recoveries and fitness in general. But after 3 surgeries, I had a lot of limited range of motion. I had my entire chest wall from a double mastectomy and 11 lymph nodes removed. I had a lot of challenges, and I could have used some guidance. And what we just launched with Susan G. Komen is really incredible because it is Yoga Works Pink is the first ever dedicated yoga and wellness program that has been created for and tailored to the needs of the breast cancer community. Whether you're a survivor, you're going through treatment, you've just come out of surgery, or you're a family member or caregiver, 3 months at no cost is being offered to the entire community. And then after that, it's a reduced rate where 25% goes back to Komen.
Look at that. Well, honestly, I have one of my best friends in the world. His wife went through the same thing a couple years ago. I'm going to send the info on to him because I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Well, and what's nice, too, so yogaworks.com/pink is where people access the 3 months free. And for anyone who wants to support Komen with that 25% going directly back to them, but they're not part of the breast cancer community, they can actually also go to yogaworks.com/pink and get access at that reduced rate, which is pretty cool.
Very nice. I was going to say, I'm a firm believer in karma. And you have some good karma coming. Good for you. That's very nice. Very nice.
Well, I think what I learned after my breast cancer, when 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed over the course of their lifetime, and only 5 to 10% of those are actually hereditary. And so I learned it's what we put in, on, and around our body that affects our future health diagnosis. And so I changed very slowly, methodically, how I was eating, how I was approaching movement every day or not, how I was mitigating stress and sleeping and all these different elements. But I also learned I needed to change up the toxic chemicals that were in my makeup, my skincare, my cleaning supplies, So these are all things that I talk about, not just in my book, Your Healthiest Healthy, but on my social media, on Instagram and Facebook, Samantha Harris TV, like television, Samantha Harris TV, where I share insight, guidance, support. I talk one-on-one with a lot of people who DM me. So if you're listening, my dad, the late Richard Shapiro, Dick Shapiro. Now, I don't know, you're Johnny Rock. I don't know how long you've been doing the rock and roll DJ thing, but my dad was the rock and roll producer, promoter in Minneapolis, Dick Shapiro, and we lost him to way too early at age 50 to colon cancer. And I realize there's so many things we can do to take even better control of our well-being to be able to mitigate our future risk of disease.
Well, you ruined my surprise. I was going to say, yes, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I was a baby DJ. I did 7 to midnight on a radio station in the Twin Cities, and I was also marketing director. So I worked with your father, I would say, twice a month like clockwork. And let me honestly, one of the nicest, smartest guys. This guy made a 25-year-old schlub like me feel like a superstar. So
you're bringing tears to my eyes.
Oh, well.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I did not know that, and that is incredibly exciting. Because he gave the concert tickets to the stations to give away to the listeners all the time.
And I'd see him at the show all the time. In fact, you were too little, but I've met you a couple times at these shows. You would have like the old headphones on that protected your hearing, but he'd bring you to some shows, and we had the pleasure. But it was a long time ago.
No, I grew up backstage at rock concerts. It was the coolest. Probably why I got into entertainment news with Dancing with the Stars and Entertainment Tonight and all of those shows, because I grew up around rock stars, and I realized they're just people doing their job. So I think that made me do my job as a TV host and entertainment news journalist much better, because I was just talking to Tom Cruise, but he's just doing his job.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh my God, it's Tom Cruise, I'm going to go freak out. It was like I'm just talking to this person. And I think that made a big difference growing up backstage with my daddy.
I posted that you're going to be on the show last night, and Annie Miners, who used to work with your father.
Oh my gosh!
She said, I used to babysit her. So what a small world, huh?
It is such a small world. Thank you for bringing that up. And to this day, and every day going forward for the rest of my life, he is incredibly missed by my mom and my sister, May, and she might be listening right now. So hi, Aim, I love you. And And by the way, I come back to Minneapolis. I'm heading back in April. I love coming home. I love being back at home and being at this. I go to Ridgedale Mall, and I go to all my favorite restaurants, and it's awesome. I go to Lake Minnetonka when I can in the summertime. Try to avoid it, in the winter. Although I sometimes getting out on the ice. There you go. I love that.
There you go.
No polar bear plunges for me, though.
No, you're beyond that. Well, I did say to myself, with all the Taylor Swift ticket fiasco, I said, not on Dick's watch. That never would have happened back in the day. But, so.
He would have figured something out, I will tell you. He would have 100%.
Oh, well, God bless. The ambassador for Yoga Works Pink and season 2 of Tug of Words on the Game Show Network. Listen, you're welcome back anytime to the Johnny Rock Show. Honestly, I booked you, and then I didn't put it together till just last night, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I know her beyond the TV show.
I love that. That is a fantastic surprise, and thank you so much for bringing that up. Great talking to you and the listeners.
Well, you too. Come back to the Johnny Rock Show anytime, okay?
I love it. Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
The Johnny Rock Show, Rockin' 101. The